This show was made possible with the continued support of 888 Stars Partners, sports betting, casino, and poker, high conversions, and high commissions. Hello, my friends, and welcome to this very chilly edition of APCW Perspectives. Winter apparently arrived at some point last night. As I slept, the cold weather blew in and we got a little dusting. Thankfully, this is all that has fallen so far, but we're in for a week of really blustery weather. You may also notice that I'm wearing a lapel mic today. I figured that after 16 years or so of doing this show, maybe I could invest in something to try to cut down on the wind noise that we get on occasion. So let me know what you think. We are just over 3 weeks away from the ICE and IGB shows in London. But before we get there, we have some business to take care of, starting a world away where it's actually summer right now, down in Australia, where their federal parliament has passed that ban on the use of credit cards for gambling. On our show from September 15th, we discussed the potential of this ban as a way to protect addicts while simultaneously punishing the 98% of folks who manage to somehow gamble responsibly. And now it has passed. So all of those Aussies with gambling problems can breathe a sigh of relief. They are now safe from harm. Unless, of course, they happen to wander into one of Australia's casinos, poker rooms, horse tracks, or they just, stroll past a case of scratch-off tickets. It seems that any gambling activity in Australia where the government gets a cut is not a danger to those with the problem. Strangely enough, it's only those forms of gambling where the cash heads offshore that are a threat to these addicts. And if we turn our attention to the United Kingdom, the folks at Gamble Aware are licking their chops over a new proposed levy that we originally mentioned on a show back in October. Shockingly, the Gambling Harm Group would welcome a mandatory 1% fee for all online operators on their gross, especially since they would get the money sent directly to them. Now, Gamble Aware says that the levy is something they have needed for a long time. And I know that it's hard to imagine Gamble Aware thinks giving them more money is a good thing, yet there it is. But here's the funny part. The UKGC will be responsible for collecting that 1% mandatory fee, and the UKGC is also in the process of trampling people's privacy rights and driving them to offshore websites. And the more the UKGC pushes players offshore, the less licensed operators will make. And the less those licensed operators make, the smaller and smaller that 1% becomes. I know you can't tell by looking, but it's really, really freaking cold out here. Go and look at the forecast for Seattle, Washington, and then realize that I'm a couple hours north of that. So yeah. As we stroll into the second half of this program, we want to welcome the G Partners as a new APCW member. They represent the Zaza Casino, offer CPA deals up to $400 and rev share up to 60% with no admin fee. You heard me. They also have hybrid deals if you like. Check out their review page on the APCW website or visit them directly at g.partners. We also have an interview with them, which we filmed in Malta, and that will be published before the end of the month. And hey, speaking of interviews, we just released a new one, this time with the Pinup Partners. I speak with Katerina, head of affiliates, about the Pinup program, the markets they serve, and the revenue models they have, along with other reasons affiliates should consider working with them. You can find that interview on the APCW website and YouTube page, as well as in the forums at GPWA. Lastly, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, ICE and IGB London are less than a month away. We are hoping to get an interview with Clarion, but so far that hasn't come together. In the meantime, they have several articles leading up to the event that you might find interesting, including solving Europe's iGaming black market, the rise and fall of crypto, sports betting ads coming under fire, and much, much more. I've left a link so that you can access those articles in the descriptive area of this video, and in the forums it'll be just below it. So, I'm guessing that's another wrap. That's 2 shows down for the year. And, you know, provided I survive this cold snap, I'll see all of you next week. God willing. There are no bloopers. You people are so needy.